Mazda's plan of going upscale, bringing more premium offerings, better powertrains, rear-wheel drive, inline sixes, plug-in hybrids, etc. That's all going to be in the next 2 years. Let's get into this. Over the Mazda newsroom, Mazda marks milestones with SUV lineup expansion and upgraded dealer facilities. The only time you upgrade a dealer is if it no longer matches your brand's identity. And if you're upgrading it, typically that means you're going upscale, luxury. So Mazda's dealers are going to get a heck of a lot nicer. And I hear they're pretty nice as it is. I've never been to a Mazda dealership that I can think of. But 3 all-new models added over the next 2 years. We're going to talk in depth about this today. I haven't read this article yet. I've been really busy. I know it's been out since the 6th. Today is the 8th, so a couple of days old at this point, but we need to dive into this and kind of just get excited. The Mazda hype machine is alive and well. Rotary engines, inline sixes, etc. And yes, make sure you are subscribed because I talk about Mazda a lot. And if you like that sort of thing, yes, you know what to do. Now, this has been happening, to my understanding, across the world for their, I guess, new products. So there's going to be several new products coming out. Some of them are more for the United States, some of them for the other parts of the world, but we're going to focus on here in North America for this video. All right, this is big. 3 all new SUVs, all new. So it's not like, oh, a new MX or a new CX-5 or a new CX-9. No. All new, meaning a different name altogether. In November, Mazda revealed the CX-50, the next midsize crossover to join its lineup in the United States. The CX-50 will share its platform with Mazda's latest generation products, the CX-30 and the Mazda 3, with enhanced all-wheel drive capabilities and functionality for consumers with outdoor active lifestyles. Now, I made a video a while back on the new trademarks and patents that Mazda's been working on, and this Pro Cross style must be used, is my guess, or possibly Field Journey is going to be used on this new Mazda CX-50, giving that more off-road nature of the CX-50, or at least a special variant of it, kind of like the Subaru Wilderness, if you know what I mean. So production will begin in January 2022. So this January at the new Mazda Toyota joint venture factory. So that's in Huntsville, Alabama. The Corolla Cross is being built there. All we've known previously is that this vehicle was going to be a crossover and it was going to be using Toyota's hybrid technology. Well, it looks like they're going to use Toyota's hybrid technology, at least that's what we've been told, as well as this enhanced all-wheel drive kind of ported over from the Mazda 3 and the CX-30 all-wheel drive systems. Production capacity is supposed to be around 150,000 units per year, which is a ton for Mazda. It's interesting, they just refreshed the CX-5 and I'm expecting the CX-50 to replace it. So you know how the CX-3 and the CX-30 at the same time were in the lineup, even though they kind of filled that same market segment? I almost have a feeling the CX-5 is on borrowed time at this point. They refreshed it, but it could be the last refresh we see, as the CX-50 built here in America is going to be kind of leading that role forward for the mid-size, or should I say compact, 2-row crossover market. CX-30 more of a subcompact offering, but it might be just a hair bigger than the CX-5. Time will tell. Following the CX-50, Mazda will introduce 2 additional SUVs for the US market from its all-new large platform. So that will be the rear-wheel drive platform, the CX-90, followed by the CX-70. And real quick, this is the global press release. They'll be getting a CX-60 in parts of the world, as well as a CX-80. So from the sounds of it, the CX-70 and the CX-90 will be a little bit wider, a little bit more spacious for us larger people here in North America. And this little graph here details that exactly. So the CX-70 and CX-90 will feature Mazda's new longitudinal architecture with new inline 6-cylinder and plug-in hybrid powertrains. The shared layout provides both vehicles with Mazda's next level performance handling technology design. Yes, it will. CX-90 will be providing 3 rows of seats. Rest in peace, CX-9 at that point, right? And CX-70 offering 2 rows of seats. The proportions of both vehicles will be optimized for US customers and expanded interior cabin and cargo spaces. So all the details of the CX-50, 70, and 90 will be announced closer to their on-sale dates, while the CX-50 and CX-70 will serve as additions to Mazda's lineup in the United States. The CX-90 will replace the current generation CX-9 as Mazda's US 3-row SUV. So what I think is that, well, the CX-70 is definitely an addition. The CX-50 is an addition as well, but I think eventually it's going to supplant the CX-5 altogether, probably in 2 to 3 years, the way things are looking. So that way Mazda won't have to import it from Japan, which can be costly, and they can just build it here in the United States for their largest segment, which is that CX-5, kind of that mid-size to compact crossover segment. CX-70, man, this is going to be more of a Lexus RX fighter or Genesis GV70 fighter with the inline-6 rear-wheel drive. You could even say it's more of a BMW fighter because BMW has inline-6s as well. Just crazy that we're getting this out of Mazda, and I cannot be more excited. And of course, the CX-90 will have that inline-6 as well. So existing models and all-wheel drive, let's read about this. Mazda will continue to sell the CX-5 in the US, where it's recently announced a refreshed design and enhanced driving dynamics for 2022 is arriving this winter. Retail milestone. Today, Mazda also celebrates the opening of its 200th redesigned retail evolution dealer, which is North Park Mazda in San Antonio, which, interesting, I was just in San Antonio, and I think I have a few followers associated with that dealership in San Antonio or around that area. So it was originally announced in 2014 that the dealerships provide their customers with a premium design and experience. So this dream of taking Mazda upscale has been around since 2014. At least the dealers have known about it. So the upgraded design features an open concept floor plan to offer a high level of business transparency and customer satisfaction, providing a consistent experience from when the customer comes into the showroom all the way to when they bring in their Mazda to be serviced. So going forward, Mazda Powertrains, I've been speculating and working on these numbers for, I don't know, a year at this point. We're not going to get the new 3-liter Skyactiv inline-6 diesel. That would be freaking amazing. But those are going to probably be found in the CX-60 and the CX-80 across seas. This is really a pipe dream, this 3-liter Skyactiv inline-6 twin charge, which Mazda has patents on the supercharged and turbocharged twin charged engine, and it could produce ridiculous amounts of power, almost 500 horsepower. Don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. I think the most likely options are going to be the more fuel efficient Skyactiv X inline-6 with almost 300 horsepower, not quite as much torque, but they could tune it differently than what we see in like the 2-liter Skyactiv X. Now, what I think they're going to do, especially for the American market, is have a Skyactiv G inline-6 turbo. They could twin turbo it as well if they wanted, and I just extrapolated those numbers from the 2.5-liter Skyactiv G turbo 4-cylinder, which is a great engine, very torquey, not real rev happy. I'm hoping this inline-6 is a little bit more has a little bit more high-end excitement than the 2.5-liter inline-4. So over 300 horsepower easy, and it could be pushing over 400 pound-feet of torque as well. So we'll see this. We're not going to see this in the CX-50 now because we know that's a front-wheel drive base. So it'll be the CX-70 instead. Same thing with this over here. So we'll erase that CX-70, and we also still don't know the Mazda 6 based off the Vision Coupe concept. So we don't know exactly when that vehicle is coming. I just made a video saying that it could be as early as this coming spring, but in the next 2 years we're going to have 3 new Mazda crossovers and potentially an all-new Mazda 6 or whatever they decide to call that, Mazda 60 maybe. Hard to say, but it's really, really exciting to see an inline-6 in today's day and age. I mean, this is the glory years of Japan. If you're looking at the 80s and 90s of, you know, the RB engines from Nissan and the JZ engines from Toyota, as well as other engines that they made as well. But anyways, they're just really excited for Mazda. Who would have thought this tiny manufacturer out of Hiroshima, Japan, it could be just make such great looking vehicles and now great performing vehicles. This is essentially the BMW of Japan at this point, something that Infiniti kind of was aspiring to do back in the day, but now Mazda is going to be eating Infiniti's lunch and possibly even Genesis's lunch at this point, which is crazy to think. They just need to have better infotainment for sure. Hopefully Mazda has better infotainment coming out with these inline-6 engines and new platforms, etc. Just not a big fan of the rotary dial and lack of touchscreen. Anyways, I could talk about that for a while. I'm going to end it there. If you enjoyed today's video, Smash the like button, subscribe for more Mazda news and reviews. Cannot wait. So excited for Mazda. Anyways, I'll check you in the next video. Thank you for watching and peace out.